Today on Rubber Duck Off-Road Garage, I'm going to assemble the Harbor Freight bandsaw that I picked up last weekend and maybe try to see if I can fit the JK wheels onto the Jeep JT Gladiator. So, to get started, let's open up the box. We have the instructions. These look like they'll probably be for the base. Not the strongest material in the world, but it'll do. We have the wheels. We have the pulleys and the belt. We have a bunch of odds and ends of things, adjusting levers, probably a handle for moving. Let's go ahead and take them out of the wrapper. Hardware, nuts and bolts. Looks like there's some Allen wrenches in there. These will be for the stand. And then we have the saw itself. And a few other little things. Get it out of the box here. Oh. All right, so there it is. All of its pieces. So, let's take a look at the instruction manual. Alright, so step one, assembling the stand. So, we have to take this thing here. Okay, well, for the most part I have the base all put together. I just need to tighten everything up. I don't know if any of you have ever used Harbor Freight, but their instructions are horrible. You just kind of have to go with it and put things where you think they go, for the most part. There is some breakdowns in their instructions that give you, like, to help you find out bolt size and all that, but other than that, it's pretty generic. Now I'm to the part where I have to put the top of the bandsaw onto the rack, and then I'll tighten everything up. So, okay, so let's get this base on the cart. go ahead and put the bolts and the washers and the lock washers and the nuts in. And at that point, we should be able to go through and tighten everything up. Okay, once you have all the bolts in on the top, now it's time to tighten everything up. You're going to need the dreaded 10mm socket, which luckily enough I found. You're also going to need a 14mm. So, go ahead and tighten everything up, and then we'll move on. Okay, now that we have all the bolts tightened on the base, and we have the top attached to the bottom, now it's time to start assembling the pulley system, which will be this black box, which will have your pulleys in it, and your belt. Those will be being installed on the back side here. We're attaching to the motor and to the bandsaw itself to control the blade. So once you get the pulley box installed, then you'll have to install the pulleys onto the bandsaw and the motor themselves. So what you want to do is you want to line them up the best you can, put the belt on to help line them up and make them as straight as possible, and then tighten the Allen head screws that are inside there against the keyways. Alright, now we're all done with setting up the pulleys and putting the belt on. Now it's time to make our first cut. To make a cut, you're going to want to take a normal piece of steel. This is square tubing. You're going to slip it on in, make sure it's sitting flush and flat, and then tighten up your clamp. Turn your saw on and start bringing it down. There you have it, our first cut. Now you'll probably have to do some adjusting of the blade with this setting here to help square it up to make sure you get a good square cut. Now I think this one is still a little off, but it's pretty close to square. So there you have it, the Harbor Freight bandsaw. I will do a review coming up sometime after I do quite a few cuts, and we'll see how it goes from there. Thanks for watching.